Hello everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles with Jim Hughes again.
Oh yeah, I'm with Terry Stiles. We get together once a week at least, right?
And happy fall, Jim.
Happy fall, Terry.
And in this week's news, swatting incident shuts down Oxford High School. Downtown Development Authority director resigns, and ways to prepare for winter sports season. All that and more. The Oxford News begins right now. It was a fake, but for most Oxford residents, everyone's nerves was on edge again. A swatting incident at the Oxford High School placed the school on lockdown last week and caused classes to be canceled the following day. The threat, which is believed not to be credible, came from the Netherlands. Halfway through the day, the call came in from an unknown caller claiming a person in the high school bathroom was armed with an AK-47 type automatic rifle and a pipe bomb, which was threatening to shoot everyone and then detonate the device. Students evacuated the building, and the call immediately prompted Oakland County Sheriff to dispatch multiple cars to the school, and the school was put on lockdown as deputies searched the building. Sheriff Mike Bouchard said that they believe the call is a deliberate and malicious act of reporting a false crime to create an aggressive response from law enforcement. The Computer Crimes Unit is currently investigating the crime. Parents received emails from the school notifying them that the school was canceled for the following day. However, the football game continued as scheduled, and the Oxford Resiliency Center stayed open extended hours for support of the community. Dr. Milligan also sent out a video message to the community, which seemed to be appreciated by all parents. Jim?
A successor to the Oxford Village clerk and treasurer, Terry Ontw's position has actually been selected in a unanimous vote by the Oxford Village Council before the new employee begins working. However, the village attorney, Bob Davis, will negotiate with the newcomer, Victoria Hauff, who is one of two candidates to be interviewed for the position. Ontw said both candidates were strong and the village needs strength in that position. She also noted Hauff's certification in grant writing as a helpful skill. Hauff has worked as a deputy clerk for the Casco Township in St. Clair County since back in 2020. Since college, she has actually worked in accounting, which includes accounts payable, receivable, elections, and sitting on the Michigan Association of Municipal Cemeteries Board, according to village manager Joe Medor. The negotiated contract will be brought before the council in its November meeting. Terry.
Oxford Downtown Development Authority Executive Director Kelly Westbrook resigned from her role earlier this month and recently completed her final day in the position. In her resignation letter to the DDA Board of Directors, Westbrook said that she decided that her journey in the role has reached its natural conclusion after considerable reflection and prayer. She began as the DDA's interim director in January of 2021 and was hired as executive director March of that year. According to Westbrook, during her time as executive director, she helped to reduce the town's building vacancy rate by over 10%, helped to bring in the downtown trolley program, helped to win multiple awards created public spaces downtown, and commissioned 4 murals. With Westbrook's departure, DDA Assistant Director Kimberly Smith will take over the executive director role. The DDA is searching for a new team member to replace Smith's prior role and thanks the community in advance for their patience and support during this transition. Jim?
The election is a week away, and that means early voting is actually underway across the state of Michigan. From last Saturday through this Sunday, voters had the opportunity to cast their vote, ballots early and in person. Early voting has only been available in Michigan since the year's presidential primary season. In November of 2022, Michigan voters overwhelmingly approved a constitutional amendment giving the voters the right to vote early and in person at approved sites before the statewide and federal elections. The early voting process allows the voters to cast a ballot just like they would be at a polling place on Election Day. In Oxford Township and the village, residents can vote early at the Orion Township Municipal Complex, which is actually located on Joslyn Road. The early voting polls are open each day from 8:30 in the morning through 4 in the afternoon, except for the day of Halloween, when the hours will run from noon to 8. For voters choosing to cast their ballots on Election Day, the polls will be open Tuesday, November 5th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Election Day voting will occur at regular polling places. To find your polling place or preview your ballot before making the vote, visit the Michigan Voter Information Center, and that website is real easy, mvic.sos.state.mi.us. Terry?
A battle over clean energy is being waged just west of Oxford in Groveland Township. Texas-based company Vesper Energy has plans to build a 300-megawatt battery storage project on the southern edge of the township. The project would take 63 acres from Groveland Township officials, and they would like to deny that. But a state law passed last year means the issue isn't under Groveland Township control. The Michigan Public Service Commission has the authority to approve renewable energy production and storage projects, not Groveland Township officials. The law is called Public Act 233, and it prevents local governments from creating more restrictive rules on renewable projects that the state law. It's a state law. Groveland Township officials hope to maintain their control by advancing an ordinance before Public Act 233 goes into effect, which is the end of November. By restricting battery energy storage systems before Public Act 233 goes in effect in November, Groveland Township officials hope that they can get the developer to follow the township's plan instead of seeking approval from the Michigan Public Service Commission. According to Vesper Energy Community Affairs Manager E.J. Fike, the company wants to make sure residents have a say in the project and has followed more restricted rules than at the state level. According to Oxford Township Supervisor Jack Curtis, our Township Planning Commission is currently working on ordinances in order to maintain local control of our land. Jim?
Thanks, Terry. Very important issue on that one. Oakland County's Ride on Us program has actually been extended until September of next year, giving the veterans from all of our community a continued chance to ride for free, thanks to an additional $530,000 grants from the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. The pilot program, which started back in June of 2024, will continue to live on. By mid-October, the door-to-door free public transportation had already provided nearly 3,000 rides for veterans and their caregivers. These rides transport veterans to medical appointments, errands, visits to senior centers and other areas to improve the accessibility and quality of life for 50,000 veterans in the county. Veterans have long had access to free rides in the county offices for benefits related to appointments, but the expanded service now includes personal care, tasks, social outings, and aims to enhance the independence of the veterans. In Oxford and Anderson Townships, the Ride on Us program will allow veterans to ride for free through North Oakland Transportation Authority, NOTA for short. Riders will get proof of service that can qualify, to register for the NOTA rider visit. Interested parties may also call NOTA at their dispatch center from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on business days to have an application mailed, or you can visit the office at 675 South Glassby. Terry.
In our Behind the Lens segment this week, happy homecoming. The Wildcats recently celebrated another homecoming season with the fall foliage in full bloom and flags flying high. The homecoming parade was a sea of blue and gold as students, alumni, and community members from all across Oxford came together to celebrate each other and the small town that we all know and love.
Good stuff, and we were there with our
that.
cameras and saw the King and Queen, and Oxford just rolling down the hill with victories and good stuff
doing
there. I mean,
well.
homecoming, one more game coming up, and these games can be seen here right on your local channel, OCTV. That's
They're
how
doing well.
and all the sports that we do cover as well.
A lot of hope. I mean, there's a lot of hope in the sports world right now for Michigan, besides the Oxford team doing so well. We've got the Tigers and the Lions, and I mean, it's just been an exciting season.
Red Wings, yeah, not bad.
Red Wings coming up. Yeah.
Well, anyways, I tell you, I know you're a big Sparty. Your family is a Sparties, okay? And I am what you would call a Walmart Wolverine, okay? I never went
like
there,
that.
but I do believe MSU has a very strong chance again with doing well this year.
For the whole season, right?
Yeah, exactly.
By the time we air, we don't know right now what the game is doing.
I realize
but by
that.
the time we air, we'll know what happened.
Yeah, but
I've got
MSU
a lot
is
of
strong.
hope for
MSU
those
is strong this
Sparties.
year.
Yep.
They just are,
Yep.
and it's the only time in history going into any type of games that both Michigan and Michigan State are not even rated on the polls
isn't that
right now.
wild?
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of hope for them. I've been a Sparty fan since I was a young
Well,
girl,
yeah.
and I've always said it kind of takes guts to be a Sparty fan, but right now
Yeah.
it seems like that is growing.
Kyle Snage, our own, he's a Sparty.
Yep.
Well, coming up in our last story, a terrific turkey tradition underway. Ooh, that always sounds good. You know him and you'll love him. Dave Kenny, Auto Talk Science in the News. That will be with us as Oxford News This Week continues on.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. Honda Motor Company is recalling over 720,000 vehicles in the U.S. because of a faulty high-pressure fuel pump that can leak, increasing the risk of a crash or injury if it happens near an ignition source. The recall affects the 2023 to 2024 Honda Accord and Accord Hybrid, 2023 to 25 CR-V Hybrid, and 2025 Civic and Civic Hybrid. The fuel pump, made by Hitachi Astemo in Japan, was improperly produced, leading to cracking that can cause the leaks. The problem is particularly prevalent in lower mileage vehicles, according to NHTSA documents, and a telltale sign of the defect is a fuel odor wafting from the vehicle while driving or idling. As of October 7th, Honda had received 145 warranty claims, and the first of which came in February of 2023. No reports of injuries or deaths were recorded from the February 2023 to September 2024, according to NHTSA documents. The solenoid or magnetic coil component at fault in the fuel pump will be replaced by the new part with improved dimensions and baking conditions. American Honda said in a statement that it was encouraging owners of the vehicles to take them to an authorized dealer for repair as soon as they receive notification. And in an unusual recall, Hyundai Motor of North America is recalling its only 1,568 hybrid electric compact crossovers due to a hydrogen gas leak that could increase the risk of fire if exposed to an ignition source. The recall affects 2019 to 24 Hyundai Nexo models, one of the first hydrogen-powered vehicles on the mass market. Hydrogen vehicles remain rare in the U.S. Only about 17,000 hydrogen-powered vehicles were on U.S. roads by mid-2022, according to data from Car and Driver. The Hyundai Nexo is equipped with a safety release or device that releases hydrogen gas if the fuel tank overheats. The device contains a glass bulb designed to break at a certain temperature to vent the gas. However, small cracks in the bulb may cause it to break prematurely, releasing hydrogen gas during regular operation. A loud wind-rushing noise and a white fog-like cloud near the rear of the vehicle are signs of the defect, according to documents filed with NHTSA. The fuel gauge will drop rapidly and the malfunction indicator light will light up. To fix the issue, Hyundai is replacing the original glass component with a metal version. The parts supplier is Ontw Industry of South Korea, according to documents filed with NHTSA. At the time of filing, Hyundai did not know of any incidents, crashes, or fires related to the problem in the U.S. or Canada. Although owners can continue driving their vehicles, Hyundai recommends parking them outside, away from buildings until repairs are completed. Both dealers and owners will be notified by December 10th. Customers can enter their vehicle identification number through Hyundai's website before the December notification date to see if their vehicle is impacted. Wow. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Oxford News This Week. Barron Industry Sports Report coming to you right now. And it's a week of many successes as the Oxford News This Week press time. Oxford boys varsity soccer has made its way to the playoff run. Defeated West Bloomfield 6-1 last Tuesday in the regional semifinals with only one loss in their impressive 15-1 and 5 record. The boys made it to the regional championship game. And speaking of the champions, the Oxford volleyball team is now the OAA White League champion. Wildcats swept Farmington, improving to 6-1 in league play, and now shares the co-championship title for the league. It's the first league title for the volleyball program since back in 2003. Finally, the Oxford boys and girls cross-country teams have many things to brag about. After the final OAA Jamboree of the season, Oxford found itself 2 individual league champions, Alex MacArthur and Mallory Bigelow, and James Krusek, who was the league runner-up, and Taylor Brodeur secured 3rd place in the league, leaving the podium filled with the Wildcats at the end of the day. Congratulations to all the victories and all the teams doing what they do to make Oxford proud in all their athletic ability. The snow will be here before you know it, so bundle up, get ready for basketball, bowling, and the rest of the winter sports season right here in Oxford. Oxford Athletics recently released a winter tryout and early practice information for the new season. Any student athletes wishing to participate in the winter sports must regularly use the Apprise program and submit a physical dated on or after April 15th of this year. Even if a parent or guardian has already registered, they must log back in to the Apprise and re-enroll for the new school year. Again, that is on the website. Then all students who have met the eligibility requirements of attaining at least a 2.0 GPA and passing 6 classes in the previous semester are actually eligible to participate in athletics for Oxford. This year, the earliest tryouts are the Oxford United Co-op hockey team, 7th grade basketball team, both which take place on October 28th. Tryouts and preseason practice and schedules for other sports such as competitive cheer, skiing, wrestling are all listed on the Oxford Athletics website. And of course, that website is easy to get to, oxfordstrongathletics.org for more information. Congratulations to the Oxford Wildcats in their endeavor. Again, you can catch all the Oxford football on OCTV amongst other athletic events. We broadcast them on the weekends. We'll be back with more. Dave Kenny's got the another segment, and we'll finish it all off with the last story right here on Oxford News This Week.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Bats modify their red blood cells to become thicker and more rigid when they hibernate. And if we can figure out how, people might one day be able to copy the process for medical treatments or for long-distance space travel. Animals hibernate to conserve energy during cold weather, or when food becomes scarce, slowing down their heart rate and dropping their body temperature to as low as 41 degrees Fahrenheit to enter a state known as torpor. This is only survivable if their blood continues to flow efficiently and supply oxygen to the body. But until now, scientists haven't fully understood how this happens. We already know that red blood cells change shape to fit different pressures and blood vessel sizes, so Gerald Kurth at the University of Greifswald in Germany and his colleagues wondered if the cells of hibernating bats might morph to keep blood flowing in the cold. To investigate, the team analyzed hundreds of thousands of red blood cells from common nocturnal bats, which hibernate, and Egyptian fruit bats, which don't hibernate, along with ones from people. The researchers found that for all three species, red blood cells became less elastic and more viscous as temperatures dropped from 99 degrees Fahrenheit to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. But when they cooled the cells even further to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the bat cells continued this metamorphosis where the human cells did not. Indeed, the bat cells, even those of non-hibernating bats, which probably maintain the evolutionary capacity, continue to become thick, stiff, and functional even at low temperatures. This change might be slowing down the cells as they pass through capillaries in the muscles and lungs, making them highly efficient at exchanging gases like oxygen throughout the body. It's like when you take your time at the supermarket instead of being rushed. You can really fill up your basket, says Kurth. Exactly how this structural change happens is still unclear, but the team speculate that the mechanical properties of the bat's red blood cell membranes play a key role. The findings suggest that drugs could one day induce human red blood cell membranes to mimic the way bats' membranes react in the cold, says Kurth. Surgeons already use body cooling during certain procedures to slow down metabolism, which can help prevent organ damage in people experiencing heart attacks, organ transplants, or major brain surgery. Being able to prolong that cooling time or to drop the temperature even lower could increase those benefits, says team member Kirsten Schultz, also at the same university. In the more distant future, hibernation could also allow for efficient long-distance space travel requiring minimal food or other resources while preserving mental health during the journey. There are benefits of putting humans at low temperature during interstellar flight, says Kurth. We're not saying this is going to happen in the next 3 years, he says, but it's really a first step. The work shows that learning about other mammals, how other animals adapt, that is, to extreme environments can benefit humans, says Angelo D'Alessandro at the University of Colorado Anschutz. He says nature is full of yet-to-be-discovered secrets that can teach us how to overcome present and future medical and technological challenges. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
In our last story tonight, a terrific turkey tradition. Saturday, the annual Oxford Township Parks and Recreation's Turkey Trot, a 5K run and a 2K walk, will be designed to accommodate everyone and the family. Some fall fun, grandparents, toddlers, even infants and strollers are all welcome to be part of that run or even the walk, whatever you choose. The only time that matters is having a good time. Last year, nearly 100 people participated in the event, racing around Seymour Lake Township Park. There are the event categories for the age bracket, elementary students through those 70 and older. And the first place male and female in each run category will take home an actual turkey to be gobbled up on Thanksgiving Day. Last year's record beat as a time at 17:27 from 2010 Oxford High School graduate Alexander Pollock. Winners of the walk category will be selected through a drawing. Those interested in participating in the run or even the walk that day, you can register online at www.oxparkrec.org. Registrants also opens at 9 a.m. on that day for the race 1 hour before the start of the race at 10. Sounds like a good time had by all. And maybe you should do, you're all big about running. Well, you go to the Boston thing, and then I think you'd be good if you did that.
So did I hear you say the last race was in 2010, the what is that? The record breaker. Sorry, I was trying. Really
No, I said 2010. It was a graduate. They were
a 2010 graduate.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
graduate.
okay, somebody really did good last year at 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, it's not easy to get around this park. There's up and down hills and everything else.
They do it on Thanksgiving Day too, I believe, right?
Isn't that sweet? I really like the
I think
idea.
you should do it. I really think you should.
Well, I might train for that.
Because you
That might
actually,
be fun,
as I
just
say, you go to that
I did it.
Boston thing every year.
I only go just to
Give out
pass
water?
out water.
We'll have somebody hand water to you.
No. But, now that you've challenged me, I might have to do that.
I know I'm not, so I mean, my challenge is go to a cider mill and get donuts.
Okay, good exercise too, that donut thing.
That curl. Anyways, that's going to wrap it, I guess. I think we've done what we could here. And again, OCTV actually can be viewed on many platforms, and we're happy about that.
Yes.
Spectrum Charter Channel 191, the Channel 99 on that AT&T UVerse system. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and Amazon Fire Stick and Roku, as well as if you have maybe a show idea, would like to possibly be a volunteer, see how it's done behind the scenes. OCTV, give our office a call, 248-628-9658. Special thank you going out to producer, director, Sparty himself, Kyle Snage, news writer Allison Miller. I know she's at college. I'm not quite sure what her motto, I know
Her
the school.
motto, her school, the Northwestern University.
For
right?
everyone here at OCTV, I'm going to get out of this real fast. I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week and invite you back next time. Again, when my colleague in arms and station manager, Terry Stiles, will take a look at Oxford News this week.
See you next week.